Hey guys, this is Crypto Coin Investor. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin price as predicted by a prominent hedge fund manager. So the Bitcoin has had a good run in 2019 as it is currently approaching the $8,000 mark. This after the Bitcoin price dropped as low as $3,200 back in December 2018. Although it might be still too early to think that we have entered a proper bull market, there are some financial advisory firms and Wall Street veterans who have made some very bold predictions. For instance, the Canaccord predicts that the Bitcoin could hit $20,000 by 2021. The firm has come up with these bold predictions after analyzing the Bitcoin's performance as an asset during two different 4-year periods, including the 2011 to 2015 period and 2015 to 2019 period. Well, if you ask me, Bitcoin can definitely do $20,000 even before 2021 at this rate. The Canaccord Genuity Group says that the Bitcoin miner reward halving, which occurs after every 4 years, may have impacted the cryptocurrency's price. And this is worth noting as this is only their observation based on the 4-year price patterns, and this is not based on any fundamental analysis. Interesting. But forget about $20,000 price. The Mark Yusko predicts that the Bitcoin price will touch freaking $400,000 within a decade. So according to Mr. Yusko, who by the way made his appearance on blockslive.tv, he came up with this prediction by doing some simple math of dividing the current market cap of gold by the total number of bitcoins that will ever be produced, which is 21 million. So Yusko claims that there is a very high probability that within a decade the Bitcoin price will reach the market cap of gold, which is currently $7.4 trillion. You know what he said? He said the gold has been hard money for 5,000 years and it is about $7.4 trillion in value right now. The best thing about Bitcoin is that it is digital gold. It is much easier to transport. It is much easier to divide. It has all the essential qualities that I think are superior to gold. So if we get the amount of value of the gold, which the market cap he means I think, which is about $7.4 trillion, and divide that by 21 million Bitcoins, you get 400,000 per coin, and it may even be 500,000 per coin, which I think he's taking into account the amount of Bitcoin that have been lost, which is about 25%. So when does that happen? He says it might be a decade or more. So not by 2020 or by 2021, but I definitely think 200,000 Bitcoin is definitely on the cards. Personally, if you ask me, I definitely get too excited when I see the headlines that predict the cost of Bitcoin. But whatever you say, whether you mock at these headlines or not, there's one thing for sure, that Bitcoin is definitely now a store of value. It may lose the value very fast and it may gain value very fast, but it's definitely a store of value. And in my opinion, right now, it is a much better investment than a gold.
Actually hitting those highs?
Yeah, so if you think about it, what I was talking about in those interviews was this construct of Bitcoin gold equivalence. And if you look at assets around the world, so gold is an asset, a monetary asset. It's been hard money for 5,000 years. For 5,000 years, you could buy a fine man's suit with an ounce of gold. I hear your accent. Could come over to Savile Row and buy a fine man's suit for around $1,300, right around where gold is. And in Egyptian times, you could still buy a fine man's suit with an ounce of gold. So it's been hard money, and it's about $7.4 trillion of value. The nice thing about Bitcoin is it's digital gold. It's much easier to transport. It's much easier to divide. Really tough to break a bar of gold into its component pieces. And so it has all these essential qualities that I think are superior to gold. So if we get the amount of value in total Bitcoin market value or network value equal to gold, that'd be about 7.4 trillion. To divide that by 21 million coins, although there aren't really 21 million left, and you get around $400,000 a coin, maybe $500,000 a coin. Now, when does that happen? It's probably over a decade or maybe even more. But the thing about Bitcoin is, you look at an event like yesterday and you think about, how the Binance hack occurred and what does it mean for the markets? And the markets kind of shrugged it off and said, as a percentage of total assets of a $100 billion network, not really a big deal. Customers are going to be made whole. And so I think all of these things will accumulate over time and more people will come into the network. More users will use the product.